Hello everybody, welcome to another episode. Another week, another Pax camera, although this one is branded as a PAL. Two brands are interchangeable. I don't know if PAL was for certain markets and Pax was for other markets, but I'm not sure. So this is the box. This bloody thing would focus properly. Yamato Kogyu Co. Limited. Japanese, obviously, but yeah, nice box. Considering this dates from 1958, 1959, it's in pretty remarkable condition in the box. So if we open her up, inside we have the camera itself, and we also have some paperwork. I can get it out. Smells old. So here we have instruction manual, original instruction manual for it. It just goes through overview of the camera, all the usual stuff. How to load it, how to hold it, how to use it, how to set the aperture. But yeah, interesting. It's a 70-year-old, was it 70-year-old? Yeah, about that. But yeah, that's the owner's manual. And then there's an accessories guide, because it was a bit of a system camera, this one. It had, as you can see here, different lenses that you could put on it for wide angle and for telephoto. As standard, it was a 45mm lens. So 45 2.8. Yeah, it's. I love this old sort of documentation with cameras. Really collectible in its own way. Here we see the ever-ready case. It's a little bit battered, a little bit worn, which means that the camera must have been quite good because it's been used. M4 logo on there, and this has the PAL logo on the front. So to open it up, just undo the back, turn it around. There's a tripod bush, obviously offset to the side. Sit that there, maybe it will figure out the focus on it. No. Come on, it's not that hard to focus on it. Take the lens cap off, it might help it. There we go. So you can see it's quite a small camera. Fits in the palm of your hand very, very easy. It's 35mm full frame, as we call it nowadays. It's not a half frame or anything, it shoots the full size picture. So here we can see the viewfinder, the rangefinder and the viewfinder, and the standard red dot. These guys were using the red dot before Leica, so I'm assuming this is where Leica got the idea from. The company went bust in 1961, 62, so this is going to be one of the last cameras that they produced. This is about 58, 59. But yeah, lovely small camera, metal, quite heavy. Yeah, it's quite a chunky camera. So if we come round to this side, you can see lever wind, which is better than the knob that you have to turn. So it's already cocked. We have a shutter release button. This is threaded, so you can use a cable release. Or a self-timer. I must show you that. I've got a self-timer that sits in these things, and it allows you to get involved in the picture, or to use it on a tripod without knocking it, etc. This little button down here is to rewind the film. I have a frame counter, and that is got one of those little lenses over the top of it, a bit like watches have over the date, etc. So it's like a magnifier. Cold shoe. Obviously a nameplate across the top. Rewind crank doesn't pull up, it just folds out like so. On the lens, so it's a 45mm 2.8. So at the front end we have the shutter speeds. So we have a B setting, and we have 10, 25, 60, 100 and 300. So that's the old sort of top speed of leaf shutter lenses. Now they're sort of topped out at 500. And behind that we have the aperture selector, so we have 2.84, 5.6, 8, 11 and 16. And then behind that we have the focusing. And that's got one of those handy little bumps on it to make it quite nice for focusing. This one's a little bit stiff. It is one of the things with these cameras, if you're going to buy one, make sure the focusing isn't locked up. My M2 is currently under repair for that. I've got it stripped down, ready to re-grease the helicoids in it, because you just cannot move it. It is kind of stuck on infinity, but yeah, it's nice to get it working properly. Nothing else to see on the front. Back's pretty uninspiring. Not a lot to see there, just a viewfinder in there. And usually there's no screw for adjusting the rangefinder, so I suspect it's probably underneath the hot shoe, a bit like Canons do. On the bottom, you've got these sort of two lumps. This one's got the tripod mount in it. And this one I think is just decorative with the Made in Japan on it. And then obviously this is to open and close the back. So we turn that around to open. And on these, the whole back comes off. It's sort of thing of the era, really. It makes it a good design. You don't need any foams for light sealing and that kind of thing. Yeah, it goes crazy with the focus again. But yeah, you can see the pressure plate there, and you can see in the back of the camera. Obviously your new film goes here, comes across, sprocket drive, take up spool. I do have a film here, so let's have a go at loading it, see if I can mess this up. This never goes well for me. So there it's in, and I like to take up the slack, so there we go. It is copped, so you just pull it over, try and find the take up part of it, which is going to be there. And this has got the old-fashioned style, but it's just a bit of sprung metal around the take-up spool. It's not multi-slotted or anything. That came later on in camera design. But yeah, there's a piece of metal there that you've got to try and get this leader to sit under. It's sprung loaded, so the film will just slide in there. It's sort of held in by tension, and then we can wind it on until the second set of sprockets is in the right place. Just going to take up the slack going back that way because you want to keep the film reasonably tight. Carry on winding. Fire the shutter and take all that slack out so the film is tight. Obviously the cassette keeps moving, which doesn't help. I told you I always struggle with loading film and batteries. And then this is your light seals really, there's no foam needed. And the back just slides on, like so. Turn that to lock, so the back is locked. We just wind on. Going to focus on that? There you are. That'll be ready to shoot. That's showing the right number in there, number 1. And like I say, it's a proper rangefinder, so you do get the image inside, the 2 images that you got to line up. It's fairly clear actually on this one. Sorry, this is a metal base. I need to get a cloth or something on here. So there we have it. There's the PAL M4. But on top of that, to go with it, as I said, that's a 45mm lens. We also have, he says if you can get it out of the box, we have this adapter and this cute little viewfinder and this rather nice little case for it. And this actually just screws onto the front. So you would screw this onto here. He says. screw that onto there so it looks like that, and then your little viewfinder goes into the hot shoe, cold shoe. Like so. This is equivalent to 32mm when it's put like this. So obviously you can focus using the rangefinder, and then you can use this one to compose your image. It's not an ideal solution, but it's quite nifty, and it looks the part, doesn't it? You know, if you were walking around in the streets doing photographs with that, people would sort of stop and look at you, I think. Kind of a zebra pattern across the front here, and yeah, very nice, very nicely made. Distance focus scale of camera. So saying a distance of 5 feet on the focus scale would be 3 feet, etc. So the focus is slightly different on this one. But yeah, very nice. So that's the wide angle. Put that back in its little case. The autofocus going crazy again. And that's the viewfinder for the wide angle lens. Again, quite compact, not too heavy to carry around. So if you can get it back in the case. On top of that, we also have a telephoto kit. This is the equivalent of 72, I do believe. So yeah, this is a telephoto kit. Exactly the same sort of design, and does exactly the same. Just screws onto the front of your camera. And this comes with yet another viewer and the field of view. So this is actually, that's the wide angle view. Sorry, this is actually the wide angle. The other one was the telephoto. So this is the wide angle view. So again, the distances are different. Again, the zebra pattern. Lovely clear glass on it, made in Japan. Quality item, really, really quality item. You can also see the flash sync selector and the PC cable on the bottom of the camera. So you got X and bulbs. Electronic flash in the 50s. Interesting. And then we also have more accessories. Managed to bag the whole outfit with this thing. So in here we can obviously have lens hoods, and we have different coloured filters. They were really popular at the time, things like red, orange, yellow. They were really popular filters, and the lens hood, obviously just for the standard lens, I think, not for the supplementary lenses. Here's another lens hood for it. Maybe this one's for these lenses. There's a filter thread on there, but that's a push on. So, no, it's just another one for the standard lens. So there we go, folks. That is another Japanese rangefinder, complete with telephoto and wide angle lens combination. Very nice little piece of kit. Sits very nicely in the hand. It's quite heavy, but yeah, I can't wait to put some film through this actually. Beautiful camera. Right, thank you very much for watching. That's it for today, and hope you found this interesting. Questions, comments, queries, etc. down below as normal, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.